Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. We are here today at Crosshairs Tactical in Torrance, California. I'm here with owner Sean Higgins. Sean, how are you? It's good to see you.
Nice to see you again.
You know, we talk a lot on our channel here about a lot of legislation that comes down from Sacramento, and some of those pieces of legislation, they really put an undue burden on law enforcement, which is why we're here. You can see an empty gun rack behind me. The entire wall is empty. So the reason that we're here, Sean, I was hoping just to be able to tell your story because you've done nothing wrong. Really what happens here is when law enforcement agencies are overburdened because of legislation that requires specific things to happen in order to have an FFL, sometimes things fall through the cracks. But on this scale, when things fall through the cracks, people's livelihoods are at stake, and that seems to be what happened here. So I was hoping you could just tell us about the progress of the events here.
What happened was just a basic license for myself, something the state requires anyone working in a gun store to have. It's called a certificate of eligibility, basically a background check, a FBI check that you're not a criminal working at a gun store. I've worked here for about 9 years. I've had one every year. You have to renew it. Every year that I've renewed it, it's been a week to 10 days at the most. You get online, renew it, $22 fee, and then you're up and running. This year I did that with the same amount of time I thought it would take, and this year they said it's going to be up to 60 days. So for those 60 days, until that thing is renewed, we are shut down, out of business. So I've had to lay everybody off, and I've lost a good amount of business over this. So we've been closed, I think, for 2 weeks now. So it'll come back, and we'll be up and running soon. But it's completely up to the state, and there's nothing we can do to speed this along. I've told them what dire straits we're in, and it doesn't grease the wheels at all, and it'll get done when it gets done.
Yeah, I mean, you hear a lot of grumbling just in general in California of businesses sort of being regulated out of the state. I think this would sort of fall in that category. You've done everything right. You've done everything, the same way that it's been done for so long, yet now you're kind of left unable to sell the product that you have. So what kind of interactions have you had with your customers? Do you have a loyal customer base here?
We do. I'd say 99% are very understanding. A lot of people have guns that they're waiting to pick up, stuck in the 10-day wait. And there's nothing we can do. We can't send those guns to another dealer. We are essentially not a gun store right now, so those guns are trapped. Customers are very understanding. There are only a couple that are upset, saying, "Oh, we're going to sue you over this." And usually those are people we don't know, but our loyal customer base is very understanding, and they know we'll get it worked out soon. It's just they don't know when that'll be. So they're coming in every day. Is it time yet? And just doesn't happen yet. But
and I'm also curious, what have your communications with DOJ or ATF been on this?
Zero. They give you numbers that go straight to a machine. The mail goes to a P.O. box. If I could drive to Sacramento and fix this, I would have done it. But there's just nowhere to go. There's no one to talk to. You get a generic email response from operator 214 or something like that, just with it takes this long, do this. It's not tailored to my experience. So it's just a form letter they send out, and there's nothing you can do. You have to wait.
Well, we certainly have Michelle and Associates, the law firm that we work with, has been working on this as well. I'm sure in the near future there will be some sort of lawsuit that will be filed. Just as far as your thoughts to the California legislature, do you see anything here? What would be your message to make sure this sort of thing never happens again?
I understand they need to do checks, and it's a good thing that they make sure felons aren't working in gun stores. You don't want them around the guns or people's sensitive information. But there needs to be a mechanism for if the owner of the store, if this happens, the whole store's shut down. All the guys are laid off. The guys here all have their own COEs that they operate under, and they're still valid. But as long as mine is not valid, nothing can happen. So there needs to be some kind of mechanism for if you're the owner of a store that can get processed a little quicker. And it's the same information. It's been for 9 years I've had this. It's the same every year, and I guess they expect that I could have become a felon in the last 30 days or within the last year, which is just it's crazy. When the ATF licenses expire, they give you a stopgap, hey, we'll give you this temporary for 6 months until the thing comes through so you can still do business. The DOJ doesn't do this.
And those are two separate things, right? A COE is separate from an FFL.
Yes.
In your situation here, again, not due to any circumstances other than the normal process that you have, both expired.
Yeah.
You have since gotten your COE back.
Yes.
How long did that take?
It took about a month. So they could have been 60 days, but it took 30. So I guess I'm grateful it didn't take the full 60, but it could have. And again, if it did, there's nothing I can do about it.
Right.
You just have to wait. But the federal, the ATF, FFL, that's on a 3-year cycle, so it was random that it happened at the same time that this did. So,
well, more importantly, I think a good message here is you guys go and give business to your local gun shops. They're dealing with a lot of things with the government that they shouldn't really have to, and we can definitely support them. Again, we're here in Torrance at Crosshairs. But be sure, go out and support your local businesses. Talk to them about CRPA. Talk to them about the struggles that they're going through, just so that they can know that we as a community are behind them. Sean, I want to thank you for your time today.
hey, thank you. Thank you for what you do.